Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Mm-hmm.
fair. Fair enough.
Yep. We are
That's cool.
live, and we got a very special guest, another FIFA streamer with us, and he's a very legendary Pro Clubs player as he recently played Pro Clubs with them, and he be scoring goals with his character and all that. And we're happy to have him here on the podcast. Codenamegino, what's up?
How's everybody doing today, guys? Yo, what's going on, Koballa? How's everybody doing today, YouTube?
Good, good. I'm sure they're doing well. I don't know if we have any viewers right now, but hopefully we have a couple coming through.
For sure, for sure.
If not, they'll watch the replay,
Don't
and it'll
worry,
be
man. That's of
uploaded. Yeah,
course,
so it's all
definitely,
good. Yeah.
definitely.
Um. So how's everything been? How's everything been with your day and streaming and all that?
I mean, everything's been good, man. Just keeping day-to-day life, obviously with my full-time job, and then try to balance the streaming industry in it as well. Not just in streaming industry. I just recently started school as well. I
Mhm.
started the university going for my bachelor's degree. So it's been a little bit tough as of lately. It's been a
Mhm.
little bit tough, but I try to balance everything, take responsibility, take the initiative, okay, I got to do this on this day and the other day, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
Mhm.
yeah, everything's, yeah, good, good. Everything
That's
good, man.
crazy, man. You're doing full-time work. You going to school, trying to get your bachelor's, and you got a family. You got 3 kids, and you're doing
Yeah,
streaming. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
see, that's the thing, like I didn't at first when, obviously when you graduate high school, you don't know what you want to study. At least that
Yeah.
was me. In my case, that
Mhm.
was me.
Yeah.
I remember my parents would push me, you know what, oh, go do this. Why don't you do this? But I was like, well, I mean, first of all, you got to understand, why am I going to get in debt if I'm not going to want to do that career? It's the career that you wanted. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? No disrespect. That's what I told my parents. I think it has to be born from our heart and our soul that you want to do this career. So I've been in the casino industry for 10 years almost.
Oh
10
wow. Okay.
long years. I know.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy, dude, right?
Uh-huh.
So then I was telling my wife, you know what? I want to go get my bachelor's degree. I think it's time for me to move on. I think it's time for me to succeed in elsewhere. Do something that I really want. She asked me, "What do you want to do?" And growing up, growing up, I went through a difficult time with my parents' divorce. My brothers, stepping up to the big plate, helping my mom out with my siblings and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So I was depressed, suicidal, all that stuff. So
Mhm.
so then I told myself, you know what? I want to help the kids that are in need, that need help. Let them know that it's not the end of the world if you're depressed and that mentality in your head that voice is telling you, you know what, just commit it, just do it. You know what I mean? I kind of want to help those kids out, help them
Yeah.
succeed. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why I'm going for this bachelor's degree in psychology, man. So I can't
Mm.
wait. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's a really good purpose that you have in getting your degree, and yeah, I think that's great, man. I think that's great what you're doing. You said you're working in the casino business now. You told me where you live. Is that okay that people know where you live?
It's fine. It's okay, dude.
Well, if it's in the casino business, people would have a general idea where that might be in
Sure it is.
Vegas.
It's Sin
Yeah.
City, boys. Sin City, my. You gotta. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I don't mind, honestly. I think,
Uh-huh.
I told my friend, the reason why I got into streaming was because of my buddy. Uh, throughout the whole pandemic, it kind of opened your eyes. At least for me, that's when I realized, you know what? I don't want to be in the casino forever.
Yeah.
That's not my thing. My goal is different. Growing up, I played sports a lot. I played soccer, baseball, and a couple of basketball, but mainly soccer and baseball. And my dad was always like, "Well, you're gonna be somebody one day if you keep pushing yourself to the limit. Like keep going." And then one day, one injury took everything away from me, man. I was looking forward to trying out for the LA Galaxy when they had tryouts back in LA back in 2011. I got injured. I tore my ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it just everything went away. The dream that I wanted, it went away, and it was huge for me. It was huge. So I told myself, you know what? What if I stream? What if I do something that I love, like FIFA, games and stuff like that? Help show the world what I love to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, and
Yeah.
just have a good time. So
Yeah.
so yeah. So that's where I stand right now, man. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
When did you start streaming?
I did start streaming back of 2020 in October. I believe it was
Okay.
20 October, if not mistaken, October, the last weekend of September. I just can't remember the dates exactly,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been almost gonna be a year, man, in a couple
Okay.
weeks. So
Wow.
so yeah,
Okay.
I know, a year in a couple weeks. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. When did you
yeah.
turn affiliate?
I turned affiliate, I would say, I think it's January or February of the beginning of the year. That's when I turned
Uh-huh.
affiliate. Honestly, dude, I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it much if I was gonna be affiliated. I didn't think of it. Yeah, I was gonna reach to this goal right now where like, I have, guys telling me, oh, what are we gonna do for FIFA 22, FIFA 21? What are we gonna do? Is there any tips do you have for like investments or SBCs, etc.? And like nowhere near I thought in my mind I was gonna be ask all these questions, for the community.
Yeah.
And it's been a great journey. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. It's been a great journey.
Yeah. Um, so I mean, what are your plans going forward, going into 22 now with content creating and FIFA? You kind of shared it last time on stream when I was
Yeah,
watching the other day.
so
Yeah.
my goals for this FIFA, or not just FIFA itself, but in content creating is
Mm-hmm.
grow a little bit more, like expand my channel a little bit more in different directions. Maybe like social media into TikTok or Twitter, maybe Facebook, show the rest of my friends, actual friends, you know what I mean, that I have in my life,
Yeah.
have them support me in any way, any family members that I can. Work on my YouTube channel. Definitely want to work on my YouTube channel. I definitely want to start somewhere down the line where I could do like maybe a one-to-one, like I don't know, just like a little chat, see how everybody's doing. Not because of the video game, but mentally wise, how you guys are doing. Like I said, I am working on a bachelor's degree in psychology. I do want to help people out. Um, I've heard so many stories about streamers, committing suicide. I mean, it's weird, I mean, like you have all this life ahead of you, but then you don't know deep down how they're doing inside. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I definitely want to work on that direction as well. Just help people out, man, and
Yeah.
just be there for them. So yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a great help, great service to do, for those that really need the help, especially with their mental health and all that.
Of course, man. You got to look at it at a certain point of view, man. Like it's fun creating content. Don't get me wrong. Like
Mm-hmm.
streaming for the people in the world, but at the same time, you got to consider how are they doing,
Mm-hmm.
what's going through their mind. We don't know what's going on in their actual lives. And I said I did come across certain YouTube videos where a certain streamer took their own life and or whatever accidents. You don't know, man. It's just life's too short, man. Life's too short, and I swore to myself a long time ago that I was gonna try to make a difference in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the path that God has led me into it. So hopefully the doors keep opening for me, and we'll see where it takes me.
Mm-hmm. So you think maybe possibly with this community that you're creating with streaming that you could help out build some relationships and help out those that are in need, you know, that need a little bit of encouragement or, help them get through a tough period in their time. You think you could do that with streaming? This could be an avenue for you to have like those type of relationships.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most
Mm-hmm.
definitely. I believe so. In my well, at least I believe I have that strong will inside me that I believe that if I say the right words or I reach out to those people out there, check up on my followers, check up on whoever is out there, see how you guys are doing. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
man, not too long ago, I had a 13-year-old boy tune in. He followed the channel. I would say a couple months ago, and I reached out to him. I didn't know he was 13 years old at the time, man. I thought he was just a
Mm-hmm.
regular person, like a
Mm-hmm.
a 20-year-old. Next thing you know, he messaged me separately. I'm just 13 years old, just to let you know. I was like, no way, dude. Are you kidding me? He started
Mm-hmm.
asking questions that he's going to start high school, that he feels pressure, this and that. I told him, you know what? You need to relax. The journey of your life is barely starting. High school is the best thing you could do right now, or best thing you could have. Enjoy it. Don't stress out about it. If you have issues, always reach out to an adult. Obviously, you need to seek the help, your parents, teachers, guidance, counselors, whatsoever. And then above all, I'll be there as well. If you give me that trust, I'll be there and I'll guide you in any way I can. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely believe that if people decide to open their hearts and their minds to be listened, because not everybody has that power and will, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody just thinks that I'll just keep everything to myself and let it go a day-to-day life, and it doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. You need to seek help, get the help that you need and let yourself get help. So, like I said, man, we'll see where that takes me, man. And I strongly believe 100% that I could definitely do this. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's just a matter of time, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting. You're like the first guy I've come across that kind of wants to take it to that extent where you genuinely want to help with a person's well-being. And I think that's pretty cool. I've never heard this before, and for you to have a desire to do that, I think that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
dude. Like I said, man, I went through a journey where I don't wish it on nobody. Simple as
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
I didn't have nobody to help me out when I was growing up. I said I almost this close to taking my own life, man. I was
Mhm.
suicidal back in the day, dude.
Mhm.
uh Everything affected me, my parents divorced, stepping up to the plate, being the big brother that I am, because I have three brothers including myself, so it's four of us,
Mhm.
and then I'm the oldest out of the four, so I had to
Mhm.
step up to the plate. My childhood was taken away from me because I had to help my mom out. She was working the
Mhm.
evening shifts, and then we were going from babysitter to babysitter, and obviously you don't feel the same way when you go to a different people's house, even if they're your own family members. So so that affected me. And then my second mom, well, my aunt, that was my second mom, passed away back in 2011 due to cancer. It's just everything piled up. My girlfriend of freaking 2 years broke up with me, and then it's just like, dude, just everything piled up, and I felt like I was vulnerable. I would say the word vulnerable. So
Yeah.
I had nobody to help me out. So until then, I decided to open up. I think it was time for me to, you know what? I think it's time for me to get out of my seat, or wherever I was from rock bottom, and seek the help that I needed. And,
Mhm.
you know, by the grace of God, dude, honestly, I am here now.
Mhm.
So I have that mentality in my head that, anything is possible. Anything is
Mhm.
possible. You just gotta find the help. And I told myself, one day I'm gonna be somebody, and hopefully that day is now.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah,
see.
definitely. Definitely. Appreciate you sharing that. Um yeah, you when like smaller streamers like us, we build this community, right? There's people we really develop relationship with, and you talk with them, and then you kind of get to know like what's going on in their lives, and you really do build like a relationship. So you do ask these questions like, oh, what's going on, like with your life, what's going on like right now with your situation, and you're placed in a place, like even for me, like it's like my mods, like some of these guys, like I just ask them like, how you doing, how are things going, and then they kind of share like what's going on, and unintentionally you just kind of help, you try to help them out, at least I do, with whatever is going on. But it's not really like I sought it out, but it just kind of happens, because like you have these relationships with these people.
I mean, of course, yeah, you have to ask. I think that's you have to understand it. Well, I mean, you said it yourself that you ask these questions, and I think that comes out from how you were raised. The respect. You always want to ask everybody else. If you go up to your family members, oh, auntie, uncle, how you doing, cousin, how you doing? You want to ask these questions to the rest of the people. We are. I mean, in general, we are human society, man. Honestly, I think in my point of view, human society has surprised me throughout the years of how it has changed, in a lot of ways, from good to evil. It's there, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
unavoidable.
Yeah.
But if you could touch someone's heart, if you inside yourself you feel that you could touch somebody's heart and change their life, that makes a big difference, man. It
Mhm.
makes a big difference in total. So whether you're doing it on streaming, whether you're doing it on via social media or actual in person, you just don't know how you're going to change that people's lives. Once you ask these questions, once you start listening to them, oh, you know what, this person, let's just say this broadcaster, Koballa
Yeah.
or Gino, or the ones that we follow, the small streamers, like you said yourself, we ask these questions. Oh, this guy pays attention to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Uh, if like, I always said myself, I always told myself that, when I started streaming, I told my wife, babe, if one day I could become bigger in the streaming industry, I'll be happy. At the end, I'll be happy, because I'm doing something that I love. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, if I could go work on doing something else, like helping children out and stuff like that, that will make me happy. It doesn't matter as long as it's with you, as long as I have my children, my wife with me by my side, that makes me happy. And it's funny because my wife, she was like, you know what? I want you to stop playing sports and do something that you really love. So I told her, well, I love playing sports, but she was like, but yeah, you're not getting paid for it. That's what got me thinking. It got me thinking, yeah, I mean, I go play sports for fun and I want to do this. I chose my life. I'm doing the industry of streaming video games, helping other people out. And not just, like I said, when we started the broadcast or the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just doing it for the video games. I'm doing it so I can reach out to people that I don't know that maybe they could trust me and then I could trust them with my things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I see it, at least whenever I go live,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I think for me streaming, it's like I've gotten chance to actually meet people in person. Like, I think it's only two people so far,
Yeah.
but then one person was another streamer, another was my mod, and they live in California where I live,
Of course. Of
and
course.
we got a chance to just link with them, and then it was just kind of cool, just getting to know them, see what they're doing, and like I was like, I never thought I'd be doing something like this where I'm streaming and then you interact with some of these people in real life.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, man, like I said, it's see that's the beauty of us human society, man, that you just don't know what life is gonna bring you, man. You don't know.
Mhm.
Like I said, whether you do it on streaming or social media, I mean, once you reach out to those folks, you just create that bond, that friendship is right there, you know what I mean? For example, like at least me, I want to try to meet some of my loyal viewers, like Jesmo, U Wave, you man. It would be
Mhm.
great to meet you guys. I mean, I travel to California from time to time, and I'm always around there because I have family out there.
Yeah.
And I told the guys, next time I'm out there, let's hang out, let's go to the park, or let's go take a walk. I don't know, let's go do something.
Mhm.
It would be a great honor for us to catch up. It's a friendship. At least I see it that way. At
Mhm.
least I see it that way, where it's a friendship that we created. We created a small community, and maybe we could talk about what's in store for us in the next coming months, next few years, etc. Or what do we think of our content to each other? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just something for us to catch up.
Mhm.
So I mean, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. So yeah,
For sure. For sure. Yeah, we're definitely building connections here and you're definitely networking here too with
of
Twitch.
course.
Like cuz there's this whole FIFA community. It's a pretty big community, but I've gotten to know a lot of cool people, a lot of cool streamers and viewers, fellow FIFA players, and it's been cool, man. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I've been really enjoying just even doing this podcast and talking with you and talking with other guests. Like I really do enjoy it. That's why I keep doing it.
Of course, yeah. You have
Yeah.
to enjoy it. You have to enjoy the ride, man. It's funny because yesterday when I was streaming, one of the new followers, said, he said that you have to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Forget about you being famous. Forget about you. I don't know, just whatever you're going through, just enjoy the journey.
Mhm.
That got struck in my head, man. And this happened almost 24 hours ago, dude. It's crazy.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
crazy how one catchphrase could change your mentality. And 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 I take it seriously, man. I really take it seriously. You have to enjoy life. You
Mhm.
can't take it for granted, man. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah. Like I said, it's a good journey. I'm glad that you're growing as well, man. I love watching your streams. You always have something new. You bring positivity. I think that's what we all need,
Mhm.
positivity, no hate. I mean, obviously, we already have that in the world, and you want to bring positivity to these people, want to keep them at peace, keep them calm, and etc. So yeah, I like where you guys are going to, man. I like your direction, how you see yourself in the next coming months or weeks, years, whatsoever. If you decide to continue streaming, I mean, it's a choice that we have to make. What do we want in life? Like for example, like as me, I know you have your choices. I have my choice. Do I really want to pursue the career of actually working for like an office in psychology, doing the streaming, but at the same time helping those people psychology, mentally wise during the stream? It's a difficult choice, but I know at the end of the day we'll make the right choice for
Mm-hmm.
ourselves and our family and our loved ones. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the kind words, man. I
Of
really
course, man. Of
appreciate it.
course.
I
Of course.
also see the positivity in you, just from what you shared earlier, in the podcast, and also listen you on stream. I know you got a lot of kind words to say, very encouraging, and it seems like you got the right heart to like wanna serve people, wanna help people. So, I've, hey man, I just want to encourage you to keep doing that.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you so much for the kind words. And yeah, man, I'll be here for the long run. I'll tell you that. As long as like I said, I'm a big religious guy.
Mhm.
I'm a big religious guy. As long as God gives me the health, a new day of life, and I will continue doing my thing.
Mhm.
One catchphrase that I always see myself from the movie Back to the Future: if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. I go by
Mhm.
that phrase every day,
Mhm.
every day. So yeah, it's true. If you really put yourself, you dedicate yourself to working your goals, you can accomplish it. You just gotta work for it, you know. In this life, like my dad said, in this life you don't get nothing for free. You have to work for it. So,
Yeah.
and it's true. You definitely have to work for it, man. So yeah.
100%. Yeah. We kind of touched on you kind of touched on talking about the journey, talking about the destination. I think for us, I think people in general always caught up with the destination, right? Thinking about their goals and where they want to be, but in pursuit of that, they lose sight of appreciating the moment or the steps to get to that point, the journey as we're talking about. So, for you, like how do you what helps you to embrace the journey better and not losing sight of like appreciating every moment that comes in your daily life?
Well, I mean, for me, as you said yourself, yeah, a lot of people do lose track of their journey or their goals, whether it's because of obstacles that they go through, whether it's difficult moments, whether it's family wise, personal health issues, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? For me, man, like I said, every day, I don't, I may say one thing right now, like I have goals for the next 10 years, right? The thing is, I don't know if I'm gonna make those 10 years. I don't know that. I just
Mm.
say it because, that's something that I aspire to do one day,
Mhm.
But for me to keep track, it's just look at my family. I look at my wife, I look at my kids.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for them, not for me, but for them. I want my kids to see me as a role model, as a hero. Like my son always tells me, Dad, you're like Superman. Dude,
Mhm.
that for me touches my heart.
Yeah.
It's just for your son to say something like that, dude. It's like it's beyond words, beyond words. I've seen cases where parents torture their kids. I've seen cases where kids at the age of my son or whatsoever, they're out scattered elsewhere in the world when they should be gathering family. I think
Yeah.
unity, that's the unity and family is the most important thing. And I see myself, it doesn't matter what I go through, whether it's a difficult obstacle, I have to find a way to succeed that obstacle and break my own limits. Just like Goku. I mean, I'm sure you're an anime fan, like I am whatsoever.
Mhm.
I see myself like Goku as well, man. That guy wants to be stronger and stronger when he fights difficult opponents, and I want to become a better person and a stronger person mentally wise, physically wise, and I need to shatter those limits beyond the limits that I have right now. I think
Mhm.
that's once I get started, once I have a mindset where I want to lead my family and myself, there's no stopping me, man. I feel like I'm like a
Yeah.
train, there's no
Yeah.
stopping. You gotta push forward. You can't stop. Yes, of course, we're humans. We're all humans. We're gonna come through obstacles that are gonna stop us in the moment, but then after that, it's up to you if you want to get back up and keep fighting.
Mhm.
At least that's how I see myself, man. So I inspire to people, to keep fighting. Don't give up. The journey
Yeah.
is not gonna end till your time here in the world is done. That's
Yeah.
when your journey ends. You know what I mean? That is the moment when your journey ends, when your time in the world is done. So
Mhm.
so yeah, can't take it for granted, bro.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Um, we talk about embracing that journey, what gets us going. Obviously in our journey there are definitely good moments in our lives, like pivotal moments that we really embrace, like whether it's spending time with family, spending time with loved ones, or achieving a goal, you know. But how do you embrace the journey when the going gets tough? You know, when you're experiencing loss or failure, you know. How do you embrace that journey at that moment?
I think the only way to embrace that moment, man, I feel like it's your choice if you want to embrace it, man. We all have a choice. Um,
Mm,
it's not an easy choice, obviously, when you're dealing with loss or whatsoever, whatever you're going through, whether it's a eviction of your home or seeing your family evicted, whatsoever, it's your choice. What are you gonna do about it? That is the catchphrase. What will you do about it? Do you want to be stuck there in the same place forever and see yourself fall to the ground? And and that you can't have that mentality, man. You have to see yourself. For example, if you have a loved one that passes away, whether it's your wife, your brother, your cousin, your aunt, somebody that's really close to you, do you think they want to see you just stuck in the same place? That is the question right there. Do you think they want to see you feeling sorry for yourself, feeling, crying out for sorriness, whatsoever? You need to make that choice. You need to take that leap of faith that at the end of the day, they had their journey. I mean, their journey is done, but they're gonna want it, or they will want for you to continue, not to stay in the one place, man.
yeah.
I think that is the mentality that we all need to have. Embrace that journey is by moving forward. Whether, like I said, I mean, for example, let's take a pivotal moment, or let's analyze this. That live in California, man. I haven't been in California in over a year. The last time I went, man, I saw a lot of people, in the streets, and I tell myself, these people right here, if they wanted to, they will get up and they will clean themselves up and try to find a job. But most people don't see it because they think they're gonna fail, or we don't know, right? We don't know. At least my mentality is that I feel that they think that they're gonna fail and they're not gonna advance, and I feel like they're gonna go back to their old ways. So you can't have that mentality, man. They have to move forward. Same thing here in Vegas, man. I see there's areas right here in Vegas where I see kids being homeless, parents, and it's like it's sad. It's sad to see, as a parent, you're gonna want to see them succeed. So why not clean up yourself and try to find a you know a journey, or not a journey yourself. Try to find the what is the word I'm trying to find? The courage and the strength to push forward and succeed over that, or embracing that journey in your life. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good things you said there, and I agree with. You know, on the individual aspect of, you know, trying to take the next step, trying to just, do something, push yourself in some way. I would add on to that and say, like, try to seek like a support system, like it's good to also have community, like a good sense of community where people are going to support you, they're going to encourage you, and you could do the same for others, for those that are in need of help, that really need to be uplifted. So, and I think if you have that, that'll definitely help with that push you're talking about for that individual to kind of climb out of that, like, that tough time, that tough period in your life, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, like having that community, having people around you who care about you and supporting each other, good and the bad.
Of course, yeah, man. You have to. I mean, it's a difficult moment. Nobody wants to relive the past, right?
Right.
But I feel like for example, like I'll put myself in there. Like I look at myself 10 years ago, because
Mm-hmm.
this had whatever I went through was 10 years ago, about 10 years
Yeah.
ago. I look at myself. I cannot believe how my journey has been, how difficult, how the endless battles, the endless demons that I had to go through in my life. And look where I'm at right now. Well, in 2014, I married my lovely wife, and in 2015, we had our first son. 2 years later, we had our second child, and then I was growing in the casino, or in the work that I am in. I was going from position to different positions. Bless me. Then in 2019, we bought our first home, and then 2021, I just my daughter was born. Like I look at myself 10 years ago, and I cannot believe that the journey has been difficult, but at the same time, it's been bittersweet with joyness. happiness, success. I got back up from a deep hole, like you said it yourself, a deep hole or a difficult time in life to where I'm at right now. And I think that people need to see that. They need to start thinking in themselves that they need to start believing in themselves that they could do it. Anybody could do it. Anybody could do
Yeah.
it. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be you, it could be your mom, my dad, your friends, your loved ones, cousins. Anybody could do it, man. They just have to take that initiative step. For example, like I'm taking this class in the University of taking ownership. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it gives me a lot of ideas. Like, how do you plan to take ownership in your life?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. How do you plan taking ownership in your life? What will you do? What are the next steps for you to take that step? So I mean, I think, like I said, whatever people are going through, I think they need to seek help, like you said yourself, whether it's communities out there or resources or facilities that will help you out, get you back on track. And then now it's your turn to take that step to keep going forward and forward and forward. No stopping, no looking back until you already know that, oh, you know what, I made it. I made it. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, these are good stuff to talk about. I know it's a bit serious and it's not
Oh,
usually
of
what
course.
we talk about, but I think
Yeah.
it's pretty important to share this because I'm sure, we all go through life and life is tough, and sometimes like we go through difficult, challenging trials in our lives, and it's like how do you navigate through that? What are some ways that you could go through this? And it's important to note like you're not alone in this, and then if you do feel alone, like seek help, you can seek professional help or your friends or your family. Like there's people out there willing to help, and there is that level of ownership where, hey man, if you want to look out for yourself, it's okay to seek help. It's okay to be vulnerable and like share what's going on in your life. Share what you're actually feeling, because even just doing that in itself, it helps. Just sharing, just talking about it, it takes a lot of burden away. Like, and you know even just sharing that burden with someone else, someone's there, they feel you, and maybe they want to help you, and maybe they could even give you practical steps on how you could, make the next moves and whatever challenges you're dealing with.
Of course, yeah, man. I didn't, I didn't think we were gonna, talk about this because I tune into your podcast whenever I have a chance, so I see the
Mm-hmm.
reruns and
Yeah.
I know what you guys talk about. But I think, obviously, we had a schedule last week, but we had to reschedule because I was busy.
Right.
And I was thinking to myself, I told my wife, I'm gonna be a special guest honor, and one of my buddy's podcast, and she was like, "Really?" Just like, "Yeah, I am. I'm gonna be it." And I was like, I told her, it's amazing how you meet people unexpectedly.
Yeah.
And I told her, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I told her, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I know they talk about video games, they talk about stuff's journeys in their life, but what if I touch people's lives, going into this podcast and try to speak the voice out there and set that little seed in their hearts. So, these two guys right here are willing to help us each other. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so yeah. So definitely, man. Of course, dude.
Yes, yes, definitely. Even if it's just one person, even if it's
Of
just one
course.
person that listens to this, and it really changes, their mindset. It changes their heart to want to better themselves, to have like this desire to help someone else. Hey, I'm all for that, man. I
Of
really
course,
am.
man.
You know what I
Of
mean?
course. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, man. You have to. I mean, you have to, even though, like you said yourself, if only one person is listening right now, whether it's one, two persons, but that voice right there is gonna spread the word. Remember, we're planting the seeds, man. We're the ones that are planting the seeds in their hearts, and that's gonna grow. It's gonna grow the roots to one direction, and it's
Mhm.
gonna go from one direction, then multiple directions. And you're gonna next thing you know, you're gonna have two guys right here. You're gonna have Gino and Koballa right here. These guys are serious. They're not just doing this for fun. They're just not doing this, for entertaining us, but they're here to help us listen. And like you said to yourself, sometimes I feel that our pride, man, our pride. If you're really prideful, I'm really prideful. I'll tell you that right now, man. I'm really
Mhm.
prideful, and sometimes it's difficult for me to ask help. But at the end of the day, I know I need to ask for help because you always need to have that one person that needs to carry you on your shoulder, and and they're gonna guide you. So you just don't know who it is. It could change your, like you said yourself, your mindset and your heart, and they'll point you in the right direction that you need to go. So,
For sure.
so
Definitely. 100% agree with that. My headset's kind of low. Let me charge it up right now. I'm
yeah.
sorry for the
Sounds good,
interruption.
brother. Sounds
Yeah,
good, man.
but um you said you're in your bachelor, you're working on your bachelor's. Like how many more years do you need to finish that, and then after that, like what is it you want to do with that degree?
Well, I mean, I just started right now, man. Honestly, like I said, I didn't attend college after I graduated high school.
Uh-huh.
I pretty much took a year off, and then I started working. Um, I started working. I was doing like minor jobs, like from agency to agency, and then my aunt was like, "Oh, they're gonna hire at the casino." She was like, "Do you want to apply?" And I was like, "Well, for what position?" Because I was really skeptical about it. And
Yeah.
so I started in the housekeeping department.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, man, I hated it so much, but at the same time, that hate turned into respect. Um, every time I would travel with my friends or my cousins, we would leave a mess. We would not tip out the housekeepers, and then once I started working in a department, that changed my mind. That
Yeah.
little thing changes your mind, man. And every time I travel now, I try to tip out my housekeeper between $50 to $100.
Mm.
It just changes their mind, man.
Yeah.
It's a difficult job. Housekeeping is the most difficult job you could ever work for. And for me, I stuck with it for 3 years. I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna work in this department for 3 years, and I did. I wanted to learn the respect out of it, to change my mind, to change my heart.
Yeah.
That they bust their butts off, cleaning rooms, and not just cleaning rooms, but some. Oh my God, man, those rooms. Oh man, dude. Woo. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, so yeah, I stuck around 3 years in that department, and then I went to human resources, and then I'm in the guest service department right now. So
Okay.
so yeah,
Uh-huh.
so yeah, man. So I've worked for a business. The most important departments are guest services, housekeeping, front desk, and human resources. I already
Mhm.
worked on the three departments. Now I only need one more, which is front desk,
Mhm.
and then I could pursue a business degree as well if I wanted to. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Mhm. Mhm. But then what you want to do
Oh,
after you get your
yes.
degree? Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. After I get my degree, man, that's something that I need to talk to with my wife.
Okay.
Like I said, the idea, the idea was to open an office between the border in El Centro, California, and Mexico. That was the idea, to open one over there in Mexico and then the other one in the US. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I need to really balance myself. I need really to think about it really good, what I really want, because at the same time, I still want to do this, you know what I mean? And, it's a choice that I need to make. It's a choice that's going to change my life forever, whether I
Yeah.
pursue this or I pursue the other thing. And, if I were to pursue this, I don't just want to do the video. Like I said, I don't want to just do the video games. I just want to speak to the people out there as well, on the side, create something,
Yeah.
like a chat to chat, a video call if we have to, you know what I mean? Just like you're doing with your podcast and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Or dedicate full-time job to the psychology in
Mhm.
offices, you know what I mean? So that's the idea, but it's something that I don't want to think about it right now, I guess, because if I were to think about it right now, it's going to put a lot of pressure on me
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, because it's still a long way, man. My bachelor's
Yeah.
degree is at least 2 years, 2 to 3 years at the most, depending how I do in my classes. Like if I take part-time or full-time. Right now I'm doing full-time, man. It's not easy. I tell you that right now, it's not easy.
Wow.
Not easy, dude. It's not
Uh-huh.
easy. So yeah.
Yeah. What with juggling all that, like I want to ask about streaming. How many times a week are you streaming then?
So I used to stream a full week. I would take the only days off I would take was my days off from work, because I dedicated those days to my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
Now I dialed it down to the weekends only.
Okay.
And then I get a lot of the guys telling me in the Discord channel, on Twitter or TikTok whatsoever, when are you gonna stream again? When are you gonna stream again? And it's like, guys, I tell them again, like over and over, guys, I'm in school, I have kids, I have to take them to school, I have to work. It's not easy, not
Yeah.
easy, man. It's not easy. But right now I'm only doing the weekends, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then
Uh-huh.
hopefully once I start my new promotion, because I just got promoted to a different position.
Yeah.
I start next week. Hopefully, I could juggle more of the streaming in the mornings or in
Mm.
the evenings now. So we'll see what happens, man. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's just crazy. You telling me all this in your schedule and spend having a little bit of time for streaming too. It's like your schedule's crazy, man. I can't believe you're able to do that.
Yeah, like I try to stay consistent with it. Like I said, the cool
Yeah.
thing about school that I only gotta attend classes, um, maybe oh
Your
yes, my
son.
son. Yeah, it's my son. I only have to take attend one of the classes
Uh huh.
one time a week, and the other one is online. But both are online. But you have to join the video chat and stuff like that in the classes. So
Uh huh.
it makes it easier not going to school like actual in physical and not going to school and doing it online. Because if I were to do it online, I could take the computer to work, my laptop, and just do my work from there, and
I
just go
see.
from there. So it
Yeah.
makes it easier. It's much easier as opposed if I were to attend classes in
Right.
person. I feel like it would have been more difficult. Yeah, I take my son to school right now in the mornings. My cousin picks him up, drops him off at my mom's. Then on my way to work, on my way from work back home, I pick my son up because me and my mom only live like 5 minutes away, man.
Uh huh.
Oh yeah, we live 5 minutes away, so they help me out with my son. So, and
Yeah.
then my wife right now, she's staying at her mom's because she had C-section.
Mhm.
So, and then our house is a two-story house, and she can't be coming up the second floor because of the C-section wound.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
my other son stays with her, so it just makes it easier. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um, but once my wife gets back here, it's gonna be much more easier for me, much more easier.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's crazy you're doing all that. But like you said about the online thing, yeah, I guess if you were to do it all online, it does kind of make it easier because you don't have to worry about the commute and actually attending there. Like you could do things while doing other stuff, sort of. I
Of course,
guess.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. The thing about online is that at first I was skeptical, but then I was like thinking to myself, wait, am I gonna have the time to even go to classes? Like,
Mhm.
am I gonna have the time to even attend the classes? So I told myself, you know what if I try it online to see how it goes, and then maybe for the next set of classes, then I'll do physical. I prefer online way much better. They teach you the same exact same thing if you're learning in person. So it just makes it easier. And then on top of that, I could take my laptop and do my work at work, at actual work. When I have my free time, hop on to do my essays, my project, whatsoever, whatever
Yeah.
I need to do, and just go from there.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of your work location, are you working in the strip?
Yes, I do
Okay.
work at I work at the Venetian and the Palazzo,
Oh
one of the
wow.
prestigious
Okay.
hotel. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
where I
Uh-huh.
work at. So yeah, it's been a wonderful 9 years and a half. It'll be 10 years in April of next year.
You
So
know,
yeah.
if you're living in Vegas and you work at the strip, the glamour of the strip doesn't really last, does it? So-
Not really. Not
yeah.
really. Not really. I feel like after living here for almost 23 years, because I was born in the Bay Area. I was born in the Bay Area, and then
Okay.
I moved out here when I was
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
And then I've been here 23, so I'm 29. I'll be 30 next year.
Uh-huh.
But I just feel like I tell my wife, like she tells me, how come we never go out? It's like my rule. If we're gonna go out spend time, is that we need to go somewhere that we haven't been. Like I still take my kids to the park, and stuff like that, but it's just not the same. I want them to explore. I just want them to be in one area, that I feel like you're not gonna enjoy it. That's why I tell but they enjoy it because they're kids, right?
Right.
That's the reason why I do that sacrifice, take them out so they can enjoy it. I have a policy in my house. I tell my wife, and we always argue about this. It's funny because we argue about it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my kids to grow in the like using the cell phones or the tablets. I want them to grow old-fashioned way.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever I say has to go by my rules. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
so she's really good about it on respecting that decision because you give them the tablet, they'll learn the easy way. Have
Mm-hmm.
them learn the hard way. The hard way. I think that's the way to do it. So yeah.
Yeah, I could respect that way of parenthood, not relying too much on like, technology or being glued to the screen all the time.
Of course, man.
Cuz even us, it's like we're always like for the most part glued to a screen. It's like sometimes I'm just like, oh, I don't even want to see a screen, you know? It's just
Yeah,
like go outside or something.
yeah,
You
that's if
know?
you want to though. That's if you
Yeah.
want to, man. I remember growing up, my parents, technology was barely expanding itself, I did have play, I did have video game systems back in the day. The last video game system I had prior to me having my systems I have right now was the PlayStation 2. I didn't get the PlayStation 3 nor the Xbox when it came out, or nor the PSP when those came out. No, I was always outside, man. I was always
Yeah.
with my cousins, playing soccer 7 days a week, and with my friends from school, man. Dude, I would get out of high school, I would get out of school at 2:11, like 2:11, 2:30, and then I would finish my school work at school, and my mom already knew, you know what? He finishes his school work. I'm gonna let him go spend time with his friends. Dude, we would spend playing every day, man.
Mm-hmm.
From from like 5 p.m. to like almost 8, 9 p.m. just playing soccer all day, man.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, I would play in soccer teams with my buddies, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's where I grew up, man. Just
Mm-hmm.
being playing sports and not being in the TV too much, like you said it yourself nowadays, but I still try to be precautious on how I see TV, be more effectively and like doing errands,
Right.
teaching my
Yeah.
kids how to do certain things and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because a lot of what we do, a lot of work that we do, you need technology. You need to be like in a computer or on your phone. So it's like, at least for me, the way I think about it is like, at least you want to use it responsibly when you really need to. You don't need to like be on it like 24/7. I don't think that's healthy, you know?
Of course, yeah, man. I,
Yeah.
I totally I totally agree with you, man. Yeah, I mean, obviously with technology, it's more of your work related has to do more with technology in certain aspects. I feel like, well, I mean, certain jobs, I would say, I think certain jobs, use a lot of technology as opposed to back in the day where you're just handwritten and stuff like that. So, I mean, of course, we still need technology, but as you said yourself, we need to use it responsible.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I got rid of my social media. I got rid of the ones I use the most, Instagram and Snapchat. I deleted those a long time ago. I only kept Facebook because I keep in touch with my friends,
Right.
but I hardly even go on it.
Uh-huh.
It's weird. I hardly even go on it, and I have Twitter because I have the stream. I post updates on sports, what's going on in the sports world, what's going on in the streaming for my channel, and
Right.
then help you guys out, expand your channel as well as
Yeah.
and then I just recently created TikTok so I can expand my channel now. So, but as social media, man, I threw it out the garbage, dude. Just I have no use for it. It's just I think we need to take that responsibility or that initiative. You know what? Like you said to yourself, we're human nowadays, man. They're like this. They're like this. Oh, which picture I'm gonna like? You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get
So
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I used to be that guy too. I used to be that guy that didn't have social media at all. And I know everybody was on it, but I eventually got on it when like I started getting into content creating. So even just doing like getting started with Twitch like over a year ago, like I realized like I kind of need to be more involved with social media. That's where I make the Twitter account. You got the Twitch and the YouTube. So I do use it now more than I did before, but I only use it to the point that I have to or need to. I don't spend too much time on it, like excessive amount of time. If anything, I use it to tag people, promote other people, or say I'm doing this and stuff like that.
Of course, man. Yeah, you
Yeah,
definitely want to grow. You want to grow your channel. I mean, something that technology nowadays is the way to go. I mean, or social media, it's the way to go. So I
yeah,
mean, because otherwise you're not gonna grow if you just stick to Twitch. You need to have people notice you,
right,
check you out. So
right.
yeah, as long as you use the responsibility, or I mean, responsible, then I think you should have no problems. And that just goes for everybody, man. Not just us two, but it goes to everybody in general, man. Because honestly, man, social media is just drama after drama after drama. And I said, you know what? I got tired of it. Like,
Right.
I'm almost 30 years old. I'm like, what am I doing on social media? Like, really?
Yeah.
And I tell my wife, like, you better. I have her on point. Like, I have her on check. You better not even upload a picture of myself I don't care. I'm serious, man.
Uh-huh.
It's something that it's like we laugh about it, because we don't fight
Yeah.
about it. We just laugh about it. Because the other day she got me really good in one of the pictures, and she posted some social media, and next thing you know, everybody was like bombing me with messages like, "Hey, we saw your picture." I was like, "What picture?" And I didn't even know about it. It's
Uh-huh.
like, and I look at like all my friends from work and friends from high school. It's like, "Oh, you look hella funny. You look this." So they didn't know you were this guy. I look at the picture, man. I was like, "Oh my God, man, she got me real good. She got me real good." It's like, you know what? I was like, what did I tell you? Nothing. But we were laughing about it. I wasn't mad about it. I was just laughing
Yeah,
about it
yeah.
because we had a good laugh, and everybody, just giving me the attention. I was like, it's like it's funny. So,
Right.
but yeah, social media for me, it's a big no-no. Like I said,
Yeah.
I only use it if I have to use it. Like I
Right.
said, some of my friends, we keep in touch right there because not all of us have iPhones. So whenever we want to do like the video chat, we just do it on the Messenger group, one big chat. So like FaceTime, that's
Yeah.
how we do it. So that's how we keep in
Right.
touch. I mean,
Right.
obviously Android with iPhone is just not compatible when it comes to FaceTime unless you download the apps like Zoom or other related content for video chatting. So we're just
Mm-hmm.
like, well, let's just do Facebook. I mean, Facebook is much easier, more complex. Makes it easier for everybody.
Yeah.
And on top of that, because we have this high school reunion as well. I have the high school reunion for me in a month, so I can't wait
Mm-hmm.
for that. So it's gonna be exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of negative aspects of social media, but and we could go on and on about it. That could be like
Of
a whole nother
course,
podcast about that. But
definitely, of course,
the good sides are like you could definitely connect with people. Like just me connecting with you for the
of
first
course.
time and arranging like a Zoom talk, a podcast, even something like that is good or tagging people. I think it is good in the fact that you could really network and connect with people. So or keep in touch
Of
with
course,
people.
of course, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I
yeah,
definitely agree. I definitely agree with you on that. Just keeping in touch with your friends, man. I think that's the most important thing. Obviously they're a big part of your life. Growing up, family. At least that's how I see it. And then of course you guys know me. You guys are my family now. So
yeah,
I mean, there's not that bond is it's firm, strong. So
yeah.
so so I'm honored to be here with you, man. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. That you consider me in one of your podcasts. So
Mhm.
hopefully, you keep growing, expanding yourself to not just me, but other fellow streamers or other fellow human beings out there that would like to join you and just talk about daily things in life. I
Yeah, for
mean, one
sure,
more, so you know what I mean? So yeah,
for sure. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here, and appreciate you, just sharing your perspective on a lot of things. Life things, very important things. Mental health. Um, it has almost been an hour. I do
of
want to
course.
talk about one last thing.
Of course,
Obviously, what
definitely.
we always talk about,
Of course, of course, of course, definitely. Of
which is FIFA,
course.
obviously. So maybe you could talk about, this is the end of 21, right?
Of
Tell me
course.
your thoughts of what you thought of 21 for the whole year, and then we could talk about what to expect in 22. So first, talk about 21. What are
I
your
think
thoughts on 21?
I think in general, I think FIFA 21, man, guys, I think FIFA 21 was a little bit more on point than it was with FIFA 20. The only issues that I had with FIFA 21 were the goalkeepers that were acting so dumb in certain key plays. Like, I mean, there are easy plays where they could have catch the ball. And then not only that, the running backs outpacing like a fast player like Neymar, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, even center backs. I don't think that's right. Like Van Dijk freaking catching up to Mbappe, there's no way. There is no way that's gonna happen. I don't see it that way. And then the AL block. That is the number one thing that I had. The AL block was a big issue that I had with this FIFA. I mean, yeah, man, it's just in general it's that. But other than that, I think everything was great. The shooting, the passing, the dribbling, everything's still on point. It's just like those little factors, like those little key factors, like the AO blocking, and then center backs or right or fullbacks outpacing certain players or actual fast in real life. Like I can name quite a few players, man. Mbappe, Neymar, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. Obviously when we got the high end upgraded cards, they will still outpace your player. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my initial thought of FIFA 21, at least in my books.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Uh-huh. Have you been playing a lot of weekend league in 21?
I did play a lot of the weekend league, man. I did reach goal one a couple times. My goal was
Okay.
always reach elite player. It's funny because I wasn't a good player back in the day, man. FIFA, I thought FIFA just, dude, I would lose every time. If I play my friends or my brothers, I would lose every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will get occasional wins from there and there, but I started being more serious to be a more serious FIFA player in FIFA 20. I
Yeah.
became a really serious player. I learned how to do skill moves, how to take the initiative run, and cut the passes and all that stuff. So I did learn a lot. And then FIFA 21, I showed it in division rivals and in weekend league. In FIFA 20, man, I was always Division 6, Division 5.
Mm-hmm.
In FIFA 21, I made it to Division 2. That's a
Wow.
big step for
Okay.
me, man. That's a
Yeah.
huge step for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was fighting in Division Two. Yeah, they got demoted a couple times, but I still went back up into Division Two.
Yeah.
And then I closed FIFA. I think for me, I closed FIFA back at the ends of July. I stopped playing FIFA. I think I achieved what I wanted. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to set my mindset for FIFA 22, and I just went from there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's pretty good, man. Gold one player, Div 2. That's pretty
Yeah, man.
impressive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're like at
Course,
the same level, man.
of course, yeah, definitely, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah. I'm in like gold one, div one. So we're
yeah, of
we're pretty
course,
much at the same spot.
yeah, of course, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now for FIFA 22,
Mhm.
the only thing I aspire to see from FIFA 22 is that they change those little things, man. Like what I mentioned, the goalkeeper is not for them to act dumb because honestly, man, there are some plays when you're playing weekend league and you're like, oh, what the heck happened right there? Why did my keeper didn't grab the ball or why did he do this? Those mistakes change the factor of the games. You know what I mean? Obviously, center backs, fullbacks outpacing certain fast players, which for me, I feel like it's ridiculous. Obviously in real life it doesn't happen like that. I know it's a game, but I think they should try to make it more realistic how it is in real life. Like and then the AL blocking, man. I think for me that's the most important thing. AL blocking. I think us as FIFA players we need to learn how to defend and stuff like that, not just rely on a lot on the AL blocking and stuff like that. So I think that's about it, man. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to investing in FIFA 22. I mean, FIFA 21, I did invest in a market like late November.
Mhm.
Dude, I made it to four and a half mil in general.
Okay.
So and then in FIFA 20, I was nowhere near 4.5 mil. I was barely like 1.8 mil all in transfer market. I
Gotcha.
lost a lot of coins in FIFA 20 because I didn't know. I didn't know. I was just spending
Right.
the coins just to have the players that I wanted, like Son, Salah, De Bruyne, or
Right.
Messi, Mbappe. Lost a lot of coins, but in FIFA 21, it changed. Dude, I built my team. My team, I built the ones that you've seen on the streams. I built it by investing in the market. That's how I built it. No FIFA points, no nothing. Just investing.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For 22, I heard when I was watching the beta when I saw hashtag Tom and Tex playing and they gave their feedback, they're saying like the goalkeeper is a lot better.
Yeah.
Meaning that they're gonna make a lot more saves. But
Most
that's
saves,
just in
yeah.
the beta. I don't know if in the
Yeah.
actual game if that'll translate, but
Of course, yeah. I mean, obviously the beta is just a beta, man. Just like
right,
any other game like Call of Duty or Battlefield or NBA or football Madden. It's just a beta. We are not gonna know until we actually get the game. That's when we're gonna start finding out the effects of the game, and
yeah,
obviously with all the patches that are gonna come through and stuff like that. Oh, and another thing, the skill moves, man. They took our skill moves away like halfway in the beginning of the year. Like certain players couldn't do more skill moves now because a lot of people were complaining. I was like, guys, come on, man.
in
Anybody can do
21.
it. Yeah, in FIFA 21,
Okay,
I think the patch dropped around February or March of the beginning of the year this year. I just can't remember what month it was, but I remember certain skill moves that skillers that I had couldn't perform the skill moves anymore. It got me upset. So, but it's what it is. So yeah.
do you remember which skill moves it were?
I can't remember honestly. I can't remember. I
I
can't
know
remember.
one of them they nerfed the step overs. I remember that.
Oh, I know. I remember the sombrero flick. For me, like I had
Oh, okay.
Palacios, food birthday Palacios. He
Yeah.
would do the sombrero. He would do the sombrero flick so easily, and then
Okay.
next thing you know, I couldn't do it no more. It's like I had to find a different way how to get by the defenders.
Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, of
Gotcha.
course.
Y- yeah, gotcha. And then for 22, like, for me too, I want to get good with the investing. And I think kind of understanding the market this past year, I kind of have a general idea of like how I want to invest. And then also, I follow some people that are investors, so I'm going to follow their tips along the way too and just focus on making a lot of coins.
Of course, yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what I do the same day, man. I try to follow people like hashtag Teddy, and all those guys that do investings.
Mhm.
I try to learn from them, and they're really generous people that because they share their feedback, what to do,
Right.
because if you look at it now, man, there's a lot of patrons out there charging money just for you to invest in the market. I was like, come on, guys, man, we're a community, and it's glad that we have like certain people like that actually do it for free, like myself and hashtag Teddy and amongst other people that I know. And it's just great to have them out there that, they're willing to help out the community and, not charge them any money,
Mhm.
just for them to invest in a game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still learning in the way, man. I do feel satisfied for myself because I did help quite a few of my followers create a good team just by investing.
Yeah.
And it just made a huge impact for myself, like, oh God, I helped these guys create a beautiful team, and it
Mhm.
just went from there.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to FIFA 22. Looking forward to your streams as well. It's been about an hour. I think it's a
Yeah,
good time to wrap it
yeah,
up, but
definitely, of course, yeah,
appreciate the conversation, man. I appreciate you coming through and just sharing your take on life and FIFA and all that.
of course. Likewise, man. It's an honor to be here with you, man, and thank you for considering me. To be in one of your podcasts. Honestly, it's been a pleasure. It's been a wonderful wonderful evening for both of us. Just talking, like you said yourself, talking about life, talking about what's in store for us in the next coming months as creators and stuff like that. Where are we gonna see ourselves and all that kind of stuff. And then obviously FIFA 22 is amongst us. Uh, but for me it's like 7 days away. I'm sure for you it's a couple days or about the same time as me. I just can't wait, man. I can't wait what's in store for us. I can't wait what you're gonna have for us as content creating. And dude, I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you nothing but the best. Keep going, keep striving forward, keep fighting. Don't let anybody tell you elsewise. You keep to yourself, grind and grind and grind. And dude, it's a great thing what you're doing, man. Podcast and streaming. So yeah.
Likewise, man. Likewise. Well, where can people follow you on Twitch, YouTube, or social medias?
Well, people could follow me on Twitter. It's Codename Gino. That's the name. Same thing with Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
Codename Gino. That is the channel, codenamegino.tv, and then TikTok as well, Codename Gino. Facebook, leave it off limits. That's just for me, personal. And
Yeah.
then the rest, you could always find me there. Please, another one, my YouTube channel. I'm trying to expand my YouTube channel this year. Codename Gino. Everything's the same, and then I hope to see everybody there, and then I hope to keep having you guys, have wonderful experience with me, and then hopefully I could make you guys a better day and happy and just enjoy the journey.
Definitely, definitely. We'll leave the links in the description below so you guys can have
Of
a
course.
chance to follow him and subscribe to him. Codename Gino, thank you again for coming through, man.
All right,
Appreciate it.
Koballa, thank you so much, man. I appreciate